15 feet.
I'm gonna show you guys the accessories that I found the most useful for my iPhone 17 Pro Max. Some of these are gonna be basics like case screen protector, but some of these I didn't even think I was gonna need until I got it. So the first one is gonna be the Caudabe Sheath case. This is a perfect minimalist case that actually protects your phone. It even covers this entire camera area on the back. Like when I first got this, I was like, yo, this low-key feels like some lightweight sandpaper on the back. This texture, I had to get used to it. It took me like a week or so to get used to it, but I actually like it now because one thing that is nice is that if you hold your phone with one hand, this little texture, it's like a grip. So it's just enough grip for you to not drop your phone if you're holding it with one hand. But if you do end up dropping it, this thing's made out of a shock absorbing polymer that they call Shocklight. And this case has a 15-foot drop protection too. And then on the inside of the case on the back, there's this microfiber material that's similar to the Apple silicone cases. I like this because when you take your phone out of your case, the back's always going to be clean. There's not going to be like dirt and stuff stuck to it. For the magnets, I used Apple's MagSafe charger and did 5 pulls and came up with an average. I followed Apple's accessory design guidelines that has a target of 800 to 1100 grams force when we're removing the MagSafe charger with this setup. So with the MagSafe charger, the Caudabe Sheath was pretty strong. It took 11.5 newtons to pull it off. And this just to give you an idea of the magnet strength, because you're really not going to pull these accessories off perfectly straight. Because of that, the surface material and any kind of texture matters on the case too, because of the difference in friction when it slides off. Just remember that different accessories are going to feel different because this thing has a texture on it. So something like a power bank might not feel as strong. Out of all the cases I talk about in this video, this is the second strongest for pull, but one of the weaker ones for pushing accessories off. It also depends on the magnets on the accessories that you're using. And the buttons on this thing, they're like this smooth aluminum they're clicky buttons, so I like that better. Like who wants mushy buttons on their case, you know? And then the camera control button, it's smooth, so you can really tell the difference between this and the rest of the case. It uses a capacitive touch. The responsiveness on this I think is just as good as like not even having a case. There's not really much of a difference that you can tell. And the lipper on the screen is slightly raised, so that protects the phone screen if you drop it face down, like on a flat surface. And taking this out of your pocket, it feels pretty smooth. Like I didn't have any issues with that. Like even if you wear tight pants, I think this would be good. Yeah, I mean, this is like a super dope, slim, minimalist case that protects your phone. This ended up being like one of my favorite cases, I think. The only downside of it is that it's on the more expensive side. It's like 52 bucks, but it is a high quality case and I think it looks great. So the next one, if you're somebody that likes clear cases, I got the dbrand Ghost 2.0 here. The reason why I like this case is because a lot of clear cases, once you get them, they look super nice and clean, but after a while they start looking old, scratched up, and they start yellowing like an old pair of sneakers. But dbrand, they guarantee that the Ghost 2.0 won't turn yellow ever, otherwise they'll give you a free replacement. And the polymer material that they use to prevent that is also scratch resistant. It's actually pretty impressive because I've been throwing this in my pocket with my wallet and my keys, and it still looks really clean. And it's actually super thin. Like it only adds 1.8 millimeters to the size of your phone, and at 48 grams it's pretty lightweight. They rate this for a 12-foot drop, and it has these thicker corners, like they're almost like bumpers. And this one actually covers the camera area too, so that's pretty nice to have on a slim case like this. And on the edges you get this grip. It has like 300 ridges on here, so that's another thing that helps you hold this thing with one hand. And even the buttons, like all the buttons have this grip on it. The camera control button, it feels slightly different than the rest of the grip, but it still has the grip on that too. Also, the buttons on this one, they're also super clicky, so it makes it easier to press them. The clicky buttons though, I've never had an issue with like accidentally pressing something while it's in my pocket or while I'm holding it. And the camera control button uses capacitive copper rods, and like I said, all of these cases are super responsive with the camera control. I haven't had any issues with that. One thing I like about this case too is that you can pretty much like stand it up on against other stuff to watch, you know, videos or whatever. Like if I put this on here without the case, like there's no way it's impossible to keep this thing standing up. And then it comes with like these little stickers on the back of the phone that you can put over this MagSafe part. It prevents watermarking. So watermarking is when the clear case, it sticks to the back of the phone and it looks like there's water between the case and the phone. So this creates enough space between your phone and your case to prevent that. And then the edge of the screen is slightly raised. I think it's a little bit less than the Caudabe one because I have the screen protector on here and it's barely raised above the screen protector. And this thing has 18 magnets on the back, so it's pretty strong when it comes to, you know, attaching your phone to other accessories with the MagSafe. The MagSafe charger took 999 grams of force to pull off, but when I used the wireless power bank on this thing, it actually felt a lot stronger to pull off. To me, it felt like it was stronger than the Caudabe case. But it's easy to push your accessories around on this case because it's so slick. So I like this as a clear case because it's one of those that they guarantee it's not going to yellow, and it's really good for scratch resistance, and it covers the camera area on the back and has a good grip to it too. This one's listed as $59.99, but they always have it for $49.99 from what I've seen. So the next one, I had to include this one. This is the Apple Silicone Case, and I've bought this case every single year pretty much with every iPhone that I bought. I don't even like rocking a case on my phone. To me, this is like the bare minimum to protect my phone without having to feel like I have a case on it. This actually has protected my phone through many drops. Every single year that I get an iPhone and I get this case, every time I drop my iPhone, it's usually on the street or in the garage, because I always leave my phone on my lap when I'm in the car. So when I get out of the car, it just like flies out. And this case has protected it every single time. I've never broke an iPhone before. I've never broke the screen or anything like that. And I think this case has just been a big factor, you know, with me not breaking my phone. When you first put this on, it's kind of cool that your iPhone recognizes that the case is on, and it'll light up with the color of your case. And this is another one where you can just like lean it against other stuff to watch things. It's smooth, but it's grippy against surfaces, so unlike having like a smooth plastic, it's not just gonna slip. This one kind of sticks inside your pockets when you take them out, depending on your pants, you know, and what kind of material it is. And this is the one that has that microfiber on the inside that keeps your phone, the back of your phone, clean and protects it from like dirt and stuff. Downside on this one is that the camera area is open. Like, it looks cool, but it doesn't protect it. It is slightly raised. If you dropped it on a flat surface, it wouldn't hit the camera. The magnet on this case is similar to having no case at all. Without a case, it took 887 grams to pull off the MagSafe charger from the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And the test that I did, the Apple Silicone Case was a little bit stronger. It took 928 grams of force to pull off the MagSafe charger. So bigger accessories, it was easier to pull off, but harder to push because of the silicone material. Again, it's not just about the pull force, it's also the material and, you know, any kind of textures or anything on the case too. It's made out of, it's like 45% recycled silicone material. Yeah, and then the buttons, these are also clicky. Just like the other ones, it doesn't cover the ports. It just has everything open, like the charging port and then the speakers and the mic. And the camera control button on this one, it's super smooth. Like, you can tell the difference between the rest of it. And again, this one has a raised lip around the screen, helps you against those flat surfaces if you drop it. For anyone that doesn't want to have a case on their phone, I think this one's a really good choice because it's thick enough to protect your phone, but also slim enough for you to not be like, oh, I want to take this off, it's too bulky, or, you know, something like that. The next one is this ESR Cyber Tough case. This is the most protective case out of all of these. This one has a 23-foot drop protection. But you know what? We're gonna do a drop test on this one because I feel like if I'm gonna show you guys a phone that's supposed to be super protective, it doesn't make any sense for me to not do a drop test and actually show you guys that it works, you know? All right, so this is about 3 feet right here. That was too easy for this ESR case, so we're gonna try 5 feet now, and then we're gonna go up to 15 feet. Oh man. So on this one, the 5-foot test, the phone actually started coming out of the case. So that's not good, but we're gonna try the 15 feet now. Hopefully it doesn't come out. Hit that subscribe button because this might be GG's for my phone. 15 feet. Dang. Hey. Survived the 15-foot drop test. Let's open this up and check out the back. That looks good. It's flawless. Case also looks good. This thing survived, so I'm gonna tell you guys about this case now. I chose the ESR Cyber Tough case because this thing covers the entire phone. Like, if you look at it, it has this whole camera area that's covered, and even on the bottom you can see the ports covered, the speaker and the mic. It has like this mesh thing that goes over it, so that protects it from getting like dust and dirt and stuff in there. And it has this extra protection around the camera area too. This actually opens up into a kickstand. That's like super useful to me. I watch a lot of videos and stuff. So this has a zinc alloy camera guard that raises it another 2.4 millimeters. And you can turn this thing vertical too, so It's like 2 different ways that you can set it. In this case, it's 3 layers. So it has this hard plastic outer shell, and then on the inside is a softer TPE material. On the back, it has this extra padding to protect the back of the phone. Once you get that inside layer in there, you can just push your phone in here. I like that the port's covered because a lot of people get lint and stuff in there, and then it makes it harder to put your charging cable inside the port. So this prevents all that stuff from getting in there. The buttons on this one is still clicky, but not as much as the other cases in this video. It's because the buttons are just basically that part of that second layer that's on there. And it has this extra protection around the corners. And even though it's a more protective case, it doesn't feel like you're carrying a brick. And the screen lip on this one, it feels like it's like raised the most out of all of them. It's supposed to be a 1.7 millimeter raised edge around the screen. So you can feel a little bit more confident with this one, I think, with the, you know, if you drop it on the flat surface. Their site says it takes 1,500 grams of force to pull off this magnet. The average that I got was 1,483, so that's super close. They're really not lying about that because this one is definitely the strongest magnet out of all of them. And surprisingly, this is only $26.99. It's the cheapest one. It's like half the price of the other ones almost. This gives you like the most protection out of all of them. Yeah, if you're looking for something, like if you're a construction worker or you work outside and you know you're just really rough with your phone, I really like this one because it covers the entire phone, the ports, the speakers, the mic, all that stuff has protection around it. It has a kickstand and it has a super strong magnet. With the screen protector, this one's hard to beat when it comes to protection, I think. This is like my new favorite protective case now. All right, so moving on from cases, this is actually one of the most surprisingly useful accessories that I bought. So this is a MagSafe card holder made by Ridge. This thing just slaps on the back of your phone. Now to me, this isn't a primary wallet. Like it can be, but I use it mainly for like certain occasions, like when I'm going to the gym or something and I don't want to leave my wallet in the car, and I don't want to carry a big wallet with me inside the gym either. I don't really like huge wallets, man. Like I usually only need like 2 to 3 cards to take with me because most of my stuff is going to be Apple Pay. Like I use Apple Pay and, you know, contactless payments for everything pretty much. So I just put my driver's license, my Costco card, and a credit card with me in case I need to go somewhere that doesn't take Apple Pay. And this is super clean and super minimal. Like for a MagSafe wallet, I need something that's going to be easy to slip in and out of my pocket. Like they have those Ridge wallets that you can slap on the back of your phone, the MagSafe ones, but I don't want to have to like pull out my entire wallet every time I want to look at a text or something on my phone. I'm looking for something that's going to be super slim, that's smooth to take in and out of my pocket. I don't want it to be too noticeable for me to think, oh, there's something on the back of my phone. This thing's made out of a TPU material that's harder than those leather MagSafe card holders that stretch out over time. And it does a really nice job of keeping your cards inside here. It has like this retaining spring that makes sure that the cards don't just slip out. It also has an opening on the back to easily get your cards out in case they're kind of stuck. Yeah, this is really good for people that don't want to take their wallet or their purse or something, you know, into like if you go to the gym, concert, events. A lot of those events, they won't even let you take, you know, a purse with you. You have to leave it outside. This is perfect for people that just want to be able to take their ID and like maybe 1 or 2 cards into events and stuff like that. And it's smaller than I thought it was going to be. It's only 8 millimeters thick and it weighs like 1.6 ounces. If you look at it, it doesn't even really take up that much space on my phone. Yeah, it's slim and it's smooth and it's easy to take out of your pocket. This MagSafe card holder, it goes for $49.99. I've never really wanted to have one of these because I was always scared that I would lose my wallet just pulling it out of the, you know, my pocket. But this thing has a super strong magnet. I haven't had any issues with it coming out, you know, coming off while taking my phone out of my pocket. It's like durable. I like this material and it keeps my cards secure, so I feel comfortable with it. If you have an iPhone, you probably have AirPods and maybe even an Apple Watch. When you have all these things, it can make your desk look messy or your nightstand look messy because you're gonna have a bunch of cables hanging around and you might even forget to always plug in everything, you know, each night. My solution for this is this Belkin 3-in-1 charger. This is really compact and it's like a super nice thing to have on your nightstand. Like this will make your nightstand look super clean. You can put your iPhone on here horizontal or vertical, and behind it you can put your Apple Watch, and then underneath you put your AirPods. So you're always gonna have a spot to put all 3 of these things, and you're never gonna have to worry about not charging your phone, your Apple Watch, or your AirPods. You're not gonna have a bunch of cables and a big, you know, messy desk or nightstand. For you guys that have the iPhone, AirPods, and, you know, Apple Watch, this is easily one of the best purchases, I think, because this makes it super simple to keep your stuff organized, charged, desk looking clean. The best thing about it is that this uses the new Qi2.2 wireless charging, so you're gonna get up to 25 watts of power on your iPhone. So that's gonna give you the fastest wireless charge that you can get on your iPhone right now. 0 to 50 it took 33 minutes, and 0 to 100 it took an hour and 52 minutes. From wall to battery, I got a 59% efficiency with 33.5 watt hours coming from the wall, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max has about a 19.8 watt hour battery capacity. The charging pad has a passive cooling, and during the wireless charge it got up to 38.9 degrees Celsius. And for your AirPods, you're gonna get 5 watts of wireless charging. This one is easily one of my favorite accessories. This is absolute like must buy. You can take this traveling with you too. It just folds down super easily. I brought this with me right now and I just slipped it in my pocket. If you're staying at a hotel or something while you're traveling, this is the easiest way to have everything you need to charge all your stuff. You can even use this while it's flat. You just put your phone on there if you want, and it has a non-slip base, so it doesn't like really move around when you put your stuff on there. And it comes with a 45 watt charging block. This one's gonna be $99.99. To me, it's 100% worth it. I think it just makes it super easy and convenient. Like my nightstand looks way better now just having this thing on there versus like a bunch of other stuff. You won't ever have to worry about not charging any of your devices. Like it has a spot for everything and it's all wireless. So if you don't want to take the Belkin charging pad when you travel, you just want something that's super compact and easy to carry with you, there's 2 charging blocks that I like using. The first one is going to be the Apple 40 to 60 watt dynamic charger. So this one right here, it's just like super small and compact. That's why I like it. It's easy to take with you anywhere and it just like flips open. It has the 1 USB-C port on the back. This is rated for 40 watts, but it can hit up to 60 watts for devices that need it. Like when I plug this into my MacBook Pro, I got 60 watts for about 28 minutes and then it got bumped back down to 40 watts. It's really a 40 watt charger that can hit up to 60 watts for a certain time period until the block gets too hot or if the device gets too hot. So this is going to be useful like if you take a MacBook Pro or something with you while you're traveling and you just need just a small block that's just going to give you enough power to keep that going. And this has the new PD 3.2 technology that includes the AVS, the adjustable voltage supply. So at the moment, the iPhone 17 series doesn't do AVS. So this is something that's just basically gonna feature-proof you for devices that use that feature. So an AVS, just real quick to simplify it, so standard power delivery has fixed voltages. So you'd be like 5 volts, 9 volts, 15 volts, you know? So AVS is basically a tech that lets the voltage be adjusted in smaller increments as the device needs. Like a simple example would be, so if you had a car that had buttons that says 25 miles per hour, 35, 55, and whenever the speed limit changes, you'd have to press one of those buttons to hit that speed, versus AVS is like having the gas pedal where you can go from 25 to 55, just gradually increase your speed. So this helps with efficiency, because if your phone's asking for like 19 volts and your block's pushing 20 instead, the extra voltage that it's not gonna use, it's just gonna turn into heat. I got a 91% efficiency with this, which is really good for the size and power of this block. My iPhone hit 0 to 50 in 21 minutes and 0 to 100 in an hour and 31 minutes. So the downsides to this one, it can get pretty hot. Like when I charged the iPhone at 40 watts, I was at 49.1 degrees Celsius, which is a normal range. But when you're at 60 watts or anything close to it, I hit almost 62 degrees Celsius on this power block. If you touch it, it's gonna feel like you're gonna feel it. You probably want to make sure it's not between like a couch and a wall or something like that where it's gonna get really hot. So the Apple dynamic charger goes for 40 bucks. Basically gets you that extra charge if you need it for not just your iPhone but other devices. So the next one I like is the Anker Nano charging block. What I like about this one is also super compact and it actually flips open. You can flip it open so it's straight, or you can have it at like a 90-degree angle. There's different ways to set this up. You don't have to worry about like the cord sticking out behind the couch or something where it's just gonna like mess up the cord or crush it, you know? The main thing about this one is gonna be the smart display. And at first I was like, man, why would I need a smart display on a charger that I'm probably never even gonna look at or see? But it's actually pretty useful because when you plug it in, it recognizes your phone if it's like iPhone 15 or higher. So it'll actually show you the charging percentage coming from your phone on the charging block. So this was convenient for me because when I was testing these out, I never had to look at my phone while I was testing it. I just checked the percentage on the charging block itself. And this charging block, it has a couple different charging modes. You can do just like the standard where it'll just, you know, charge it normally, or you can, if you charge your phone overnight, you can set it on the care mode. That way it'll help with heat and extend your battery life. So a lot of people care about their battery health on their iPhones. So when I plug this into my iPhone 17 Pro Max, it charged it at, you know, most of the time it was at 18 watts instead of the 40 watts. It started getting lower and lower as it went. After like 90%, it was down to like 9 watts and then down to like 5 watts. So this causes less heat on your phone's battery and also on the charging block. So over time, this can extend the life of your phone's battery. This one's a 45 watt max, so this is fast enough for you to get the fast charge on the iPhone 17 series. This was the only charging device that I have that got my iPhone 17 Pro Max from 0 to 50 in 19 minutes. I was kind of surprised by that because I didn't even think that was possible. And then also 0 to 100 in an hour and 17 minutes. It actually shows you when it's done charging how many minutes it took for it to get to 100%. In the care mode, it took longer. It was like 38 minutes to get from 0 to 50, and then 0 to 100 took an hour and 52 minutes. And this one's a little bit less efficient than the iPhone dynamic charger. I got 89% efficiency with this one. The care mode keeps it a little bit cooler. It hit 44 degrees Celsius. During the standard charge, it hit 50.4 degrees Celsius. It actually has a thing on the display. It's a meter that shows you how the temperature is going on the charging block. It'll kind of give you an idea because, you know, most people are not going to know how hot it is except for like when you feel it, but this thing on the display is going to kind of give you an idea if it's like overheating or anything. During the care mode, my iPhone got up to 26.4 degrees Celsius, so it stayed cool. Like, it wasn't even really warm. This allowed it to get 11 degrees cooler than the Apple dynamic charger, which got up to 37.4 degrees Celsius. And then even during the charges, it'll tell you like the different modes that it's charging in, like when it's fast charging or if it's just like, you know, cruising or whatever. And towards the end when it's in the trickle charge mode. There's also cool little animations that you can see while it's in standby mode. The top of it is touch sensitive, so you can use this to navigate through the different screens and different modes. Yeah, I like both of these for travel and just, you know, around the house. They're just like super compact to take with you. This one's just gonna give you a little bit of extra power for a little bit of time compared to the Anker, but if you're just looking for one for the iPhone, you can go with either one of these. The Anker Nano charging block, this one is also $39.99, but most of the time that I've seen it, it's actually just on sale for $29.99. Me personally, I would just pick up one of these if I can get it for $29.99. Plus, I like the orange. This looks fire, especially with my orange iPhone. All right, so the next one, this is another thing that I didn't think I needed until my wife got one, and I was just like, dang, I should get one too for my car. So this is going to be the MagSafe car mount made by Lisen I don't know how to say the name, but this car mount gives you a really good spot to put your phone, and it makes it safer while you're driving because you're not looking for like cords and stuff while you're on the road. And it's super simple because it's MagSafe compatible, so you just slap that on there. You never have to worry about all those times where you drop your phone between the seat and that thing is gone until, you know, your next stop. This just hooks into your air vents, so you have to see if your car's compatible because certain air vents are not going to work with this type. But if it doesn't, it comes with a way that you can just stick it to your dashboard or, you know, wherever else you want. And this one also has the Qi2 wireless charging, so you're going to get up to 25 watts of wireless charging with this. Even if you're somebody that uses CarPlay, once you plug in the phone into, you know, the USB, that has a higher priority than the wireless charging, so it's going to take over the charging. But I think it's nice to have the wireless charging just in case, like, say this would be a good thing to take with you to a rental car if you're going on a trip. Like, you don't have to worry about like, how am I going to charge my phone in this rental car or whatever. And it's going to give you a fast wireless charge on top of that, and, you know, like I said, a good spot to put your phone. And if you're somebody that takes your breaks in your car or you're eating lunch in your car, this makes it easy to watch stuff on your phone. Like, or if you're FaceTiming, you know, you have it right there in front of you. And that can also be like a safety thing. Just having your phone up there where your eyes are, it lets you be more aware of your surroundings instead of having your phone like on your lap or something. You don't know what's going on outside of your car. And if you don't use CarPlay, like I have CarPlay on my car, but I don't always use it because I don't like plugging in my phone all the time. So this makes it easy, like when you're using Bluetooth to, like when you're at the stoplight, you can change your music, or if you're waiting for like important notifications, this makes it nicer to have it right there in front of you instead of having your phone in your pocket and then you keep reaching for your pocket thinking that it's like vibrating or something. I put this thing right next to where everything is on my dashboard, so everything I need to read on my dashboard is right next to my phone, so it's just all there. And then it's nice in the dark too. This thing lights up as soon as you turn on the car. It'll show you, like, you can see where it is, and even when you take off your phone, it stays lit up for a little bit. There's also cooling that's built in. You can press a button on the back and it turns on the fan, so this keeps your phone cool while it's charging, because heat, it will make your phone charge slower, and with wireless charging you might even get a warning that your phone's too hot. This really helps with overheating while it's charging. Magnet on this one is super strong too. I never had any issues with this going over bumps, and you know, just like rough roads and stuff like that. If you just need the fastest charge possible, you can just use the car charger that comes with it. It has a 65 watt max USB-C port and a 30 watt max USB-A. Yeah, this one goes for $39.99, and this is another one I think is 100% worth it. All right, so the next one's gonna be the dbrand Prism 2.0 screen protector. When I worked at a phone place, the most common thing that I saw were broken screens, and people would come in with their $5 screen protectors from Amazon. No lie, I broke one just pressing on it while putting it on. Apple says this screen is super scratch resistant, but this is why you need a screen protector. My screen is super scratched up just by putting stuff in my pocket. You can see a bunch of scratches on the screen already just from like my keys and my wallet. So I like dbrand's Prism 2.0 screen protector. I had the M-Film one. That one actually cracked after like a week that I've had it. I didn't even drop that one either. It was just like in my pocket. And I also tried the Spigen one. That one actually cracked after like not even 24 hours. I had it just in my pocket like pretty much the whole time, no drops or anything. And I found a hairline crack just across the whole screen protector. I've had dbrand screen protector on my phone for a little while now, and I really like it because around the edges, it's smooth. It like curves a little bit compared to the Spigen one. If you swipe, you know, left and right off the screen, then you can really feel the edges. It's like a flat edge. The M-Film one, it just got a lot of fingerprints on it. Yeah, this one's really easy to put on. It even says that it's idiot proof, so. Yeah, it comes with a tray, a cleaning cloth, and some wipes, and a little squeegee thing to help you get bubbles out. But I do wish it had the stickers to get dust off, because that's one of the biggest problems when you put on a screen protector is when you have dust on the screen. But I put like probably hundreds of screen protectors on, so this was pretty easy for me. But for anyone that hasn't put on screen protectors before, I think the dust stickers really help. This has a 7 most rating for mineral hardness. So a lot of screen protectors, they have the 9H or 9H plus rating, but that just means that it won't get scratched with the hardest pencil lead, which is softer than glass. So 9H is like a 3 on the most scale, and 9H plus means that it's just gonna be stronger, but that's still going off the pencil lead rating. A 7 on the most scale means that this thing is gonna be able to resist scratches from even sand. And this is a clear screen protector, which I prefer over the anti-glare ones, because I feel like those take away from the clarity of the screen. So I've never been a fan of those, and this one doesn't have a border around it, so it doesn't cover up any part of the screen either. And for 35 bucks, you get 2 screen protectors that come with this. Now with these phones being able to fast charge wirelessly with, you know, up to 25 watts, if I'm gonna get a power bank, I want the one that's gonna be able to charge it as quick as possible. So there's only like a handful of Qi2.2 25 watt power banks out there right now, and I tried a bunch of different ones. So out of all the Qi2.2 power banks that I found, I like this one the most. This is the Baseus Slim Picogo AM52. And this one's a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that has Qi2.2 25 watt wireless charging. It's like a really good mixture between being slim and being able to charge super fast. This one actually got the best performance out of all the power banks that I tried. It was able to get my iPhone 17 Pro Max from 0 to 50 in 34 minutes. And that's what they advertised on their website. That was pretty impressive because these new Qi2.2 power banks, since they're super thin and they charge a lot quicker, they produce a lot more heat. A lot of the power banks that I tried, you know, they advertised the 25 watts and the Qi2.2, but they get pretty hot, so it's not able to keep that, you know, that power running for that long, so you don't get as fast of a charge. And I was able to get my phone from 0 to 100 in an hour and 45 minutes, and that's just using the wireless. Altogether, I was able to charge my phone 100% and then another 19% after that. So I got a 63% efficiency out of this. So that's pretty good for a wireless charger. That's in the normal range, and these Qi 2.2 wireless chargers, they're more efficient than the older ones. And their site says it takes an hour and a half to recharge it, so I got a 100% recharge on this one in an hour and 36 minutes, which is still pretty close. Besides the 10,000 milliamp hours, this is a 36 watt hour capacity, so it's well under the TSA limit for travel. This has a soft silicone surface, so this helps prevent like scratches and stuff, and it has like a graphene layer and an aluminum alloy shell, so this helps it keep cool, which I think really helped with the fast charge because it got up to 38.2 degrees Celsius, and compared to some of the other ones, it just felt a little bit cooler. So I think that's the reason why I got better performance on this one, is because it was able to stay cooler than the other power banks that I tried. This one has one USB-C port, so output is going to be 45 watts with wired charging, and then input is going to be 30 watts. It also has pass-through charging, so you can charge your iPhone and the power bank at the same time. And if you just want to charge it wired, that's like the quickest way to do it. I got 0 to 50% in 21 minutes, and then 0 to 100% in 1 hour and 27 minutes. And then wired, I got 1 full charge plus 23%. So it's a little bit more wired, and I think just because These are thinner power banks. They heat up a little bit more, so it wasn't too much of a difference between wired and wireless as far as like the total charge goes. So yeah, this one on the Baseus site is $59.99, but I got it on Amazon for like $55.99. Like I said, this is like a really good combination between size and performance, so that's why I like this one the most out of all the power banks that I tried. It's one of the thinnest ones and also the best performing one out of all the Qi2.2 chargers that I've tried. The only downsides to this is it doesn't have a digital display for telling you how much power it has left. It has just like these dots on the front or on the bottom, and I kind of wish it had like the iNew power banks. They have the little like the lanyard type thing where you can just carry your USB-C cable with the power bank and it's not just like attached to it permanently. I like that because in case you want to take your USB-C cable, like with this one you have to remember to take it, otherwise you're just gonna have to use it wirelessly. And some of the other ones that I tried, they were just like too thick, like the U-Green one. This thing's like, it's like having like a slice of banana bread on the back of your phone. And I don't like the ones that have the USB cable just permanently attached to it, because they just like stick out on the side, and I just don't like holding my phone like that, you know. If you guys like this video, I have another video coming up for content creators for the iPhone 17, also a game controller. So it's a whole different controller attachment that I think is a lot better than the backbone. I think that one just deserves its own video. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. All right, peace.
Such a 90s baby though. If we grind it, then we grind it, man. I feel like Tony Hawk. And my homies got the iron, man. They feel like Tony Stark. And you better watch your head, cause it get wicked up the door.